In today's video, we accidentally bought a brand new build for this channel. While we're waiting on some parts to come in for the LR2 build, for us to continue on that series, I was having a little bit of a scout around Copart over dinner. I thought it would be fun to do a challenge style video for the channel. And what I'm thinking is that we go and look for a listing that is lightly damaged, and we are going to either fly or drive to the location of wherever that vehicle is. We're going to try and fix it up, and then we're going to drive it back the distance of however far away. I was looking in two locations, some out here in Minnesota and also some in San Jose. I have family in both locations, and I thought it'd be great to do a build in one of these places. After spending about an hour looking through Copart, I had identified a couple of builds that I thought that would be awesome for this channel. Now that might look absolutely crazy, but there is front end damage. It would need new headlights and it would need a new bumper. But other than that, it looks like the damage is not too bad. We'll have to see. This one's out in Minnesota. And we have two other Land Rovers, got an LR3 and an LR4 that I would love to get my hands on. They're also out in Minnesota, so we will be bidding on those. And then I have two up in the San Francisco Bay Area that I like the look of. We've got an Audi A7 and then also a Toyota Tacoma. This one looks pretty cool. It's a double cab and it looks like it's already lifted. So I'm gonna have to be pretty locked in on these and bidding, but I'll obviously bring you guys along and see what we are able to win, if anything. I think that'd be really fun road trips. I wanted either like an off-road vehicle that could kind of go through some cool passes, or I wanted something like the Audi that was a bit of a ripper and something that you could kind of maybe take down the coastal roads here in California and it'd be a fun little drive. Well, lots to keep an eye on here in Copart. We'll keep you updated as I bid on things, and then we'll see what we're able to pick up. So having got a good night's rest, I was able to get up the next day with a fresh mind, and I thought it's time to bid on a build. All right, so it is the next day, and we have a few vehicles on our watch list still that have not gone up in price since yesterday, which is exciting. We have the Range Rover, and we have the two Land Rovers listed right here, along with our other vehicles, the Audi and also the Tacoma. The Tacoma is now at 5K. I think that's not worth it at this point. It's a 2013 model. You know, it's a nice spec and everything, but I really don't think it's worth it. The Land Rover is still definitely worth it, but just a little bit out of the range that I want to be paying. I want to really get into a vehicle here at like 5K max. So I thought that the Range would have been a really, really cool build actually, but we're going to pass on it for now. Now, at this point, I did not think at all that I was going to win any of these bids. I was coming in super low with really no intention to buy something. I just thought it would be a good series to begin for this channel. So eventually we can pick something up from Copart and it be our first crash damage build. But that changed very quickly. There was two Land Rovers out here in Minnesota at the Copart that were coming up for auction at exactly the same time. And I just so happened to be flying to Minnesota that exact day. So it was time to bid on them. But at no point did I think I was gonna win these bids. So I'm gonna start bidding now on the LR3 because, well, let me show you why. So I've got the LR4 is here. It's saying that the primary damage is mechanical. You guys can see that right here. It looks mint. The inside is gorgeous. It's the black interior and it's a silver exterior. And I love the black interiors. I think they look so clean. Like, look at this. This thing looks in immaculate condition. But mechanical issues scare me because if this is like, I mean, this is right now at $650. This is the current bid. That's amazing. You know, you could do a whole engine swap and it would still be worth it. But mechanical issues just scare me. So I might bid on it up to maybe like $1,000, but I'm not gonna try and really go hard on this one. But the LR3 is in all good working conditions. It's a little bit rougher on the interior, definitely been worked a bunch, as you can see right here, but there's no, like, the only issues with it is some minor dents and scratches, which obviously you'd expect from a a 2006 vehicle. Really liking the look of that one. We'll probably bid that one up a little bit more. But yeah, I'll be bidding on these two right now. I'll record my progress and let's see if we win a car today. This would be crazy. We are winning currently for the LR4. This is just exciting times. We've got the LR3 here as well on the block shortly. I don't know to bid on them at the same time. Fuck it. So we're locked in on the LR4. That's the vehicle we're gonna get. Honestly, the LR3 is a little bit worse for wear, so I'm happy with that. But all right, we're gonna try and win this LR4 now. This is it. Should be a fun, a bit of an exhilaration here for the next 5 minutes. All right, we're waiting for our car to come up. This is super exhilarating. I don't know that we're gonna win this. You've got things like this Civic going for fucking 4 or 5 grand. I came in super low on the bids, and I didn't think it was going to be possible for me to win. Here we go. Let's see. People are bidding this up. Dude, it's a salvage title Civic. What is going on, people? I also barely knew how to use the Copart auction. I didn't realize, for example, that you couldn't bid on 2 vehicles at once. So I ended up bidding on the LR4 first, and that was the one that we had to stick through for the entire auction. This is my first time ever like bidding on something like this, but now I understand how it works. So for an item 2005, out of, and then our item that we're looking for the Land Rover is 2009. So fingers crossed. All right guys, we're up. Here we go. Here she is. Are we gonna win it? I'm winning currently my bid at $800. So after putting down my measly $800 bid for the LR4, it came up on its lot for the auction. I was super excited because I'd seen all of these vehicles that I just never thought would be sold at auction getting bid all the way up to $12,000. So I was pretty confident that I had no chance. But after the LR4 came up on the block, oh my god, am I just gonna win this outright? I won immediately. No questions asked, no other bidders came in, which made me a little bit nervous that maybe I had made the wrong decision. Dude, I just won it. No way. Did I just win it? I just won $800. Yeah, my bid is on approval with the seller, awaiting approval. So I guess they have to approve it to make sure that, like, I guess they're getting the money they want, but I want it. I can't believe it, guys. We might be going to pick up a new LR4. I can't even believe it. Holy shit. I'm stoked. With that being said, I had won the vehicle. All right, we have another evolution in the story. It is sold upon approval, which means that the seller basically has to approve the price that I bidded for, and they have countered for $1,800. So we've been going back and forth. The seller's been countering me and stuff back and forth, but we're a bit of a stalemate right now. So they want a final of 15, and I told you guys that I wasn't gonna go above 1,200. So I might bid on it up to maybe like $1,000, but I'm not gonna try and really go hard on this one. And so 1,200 is kind of like my ceiling. So I sent him that, and he countered and said no, he still wants 1,500. I said no, I'm capped out basically at 1,200. So we'll see if he lets it go through. But I still can't believe this morning I was not expecting to win this vehicle, but we're almost winning it. And we are currently about 3.5 hours away from getting on our flight to Minnesota as well. So I think you guys can read that. We won it. So we stuck to our guns. We won the winning bid. That's it. We have it. I mean, I've got to pay for it and go and pick it up. We officially have bought a 2011 Land Rover LR4 HSE as well, which is like the top trim that you can get. Let's go and fly to Minnesota in the next 3 hours, and let's go and see this vehicle, and let's see what this mechanical damage is, because this could either be the best deal on an LR4 ever, or I could have just got myself into a massive hole like I did with the LR2 that we have downstairs. So let's go catch a flight like right now. So we won the vehicle at 10 a.m. that morning, and I was getting on a flight at 5 p.m. that night to head out to Minnesota. So it was time to get on my flight. Got my Land Rover sweater on just to show them how serious of a Land Rover guy I am. So we are heading now to the car, to the airport, to Minnesota, so that we can go pick up this brand new LR4. Well, not brand new, but this new LR4 for us. And I still can't believe it. I'm still a bit in shock, but it's happening. Let's freaking go. After landing in Minnesota, we headed straight to the Copart to see the state of the vehicle that we had just won at auction. As I arrived, the Land Rover was waiting outside in the lot for me. I'd walked in and grabbed the deed and title of the vehicle.
Bill of sale and the title is officially in my name, so I own this vehicle no matter the condition or how it is.
We officially get a first look at the brand new build for this channel.
One hit of the grade, I'm nice. Let me give you the latest. Still in my North Face coat on my favorite Nikes. Yeah, it could have been worse. I've been in the dirt and stuff.
Let's see what the interior is like for the first time.
At first look, the vehicle looked in exceptional condition. The interior was immaculate for a 15-year-old car. It was honestly better looking than my Range Rover that I had at home. But like we saw on the listing, this was a mechanical failure vehicle. So the issues that we were about to see were probably under the hood.
All right, this is the actual moment of truth though.
The battery still had some juice left in it, so I was able to get in the vehicle and do the very first start. Now, at first, as you can see, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong. The vehicle started right up and seemed to be running fairly good for an old vehicle. But then something creeped into the side of my view, and you can see it right here in the video.
That's the problem.
That's right, there was smoke billowing out the exhausts. Now, this is never a good situation to be in for any vehicle because it can mean one of two things.
So, if I'm not mistaken, the head gasket's gone.
Either the engine has completely nuked itself because the head gasket is gone and it's overheating and ripping itself apart, or there is a pretty serious oil leak. Neither of which are ideal for an engine, as you can probably expect. But one is much more catastrophic than the other. So unfortunately, I couldn't drive it off the lot at Copart. I had to leave it with them and get it delivered to our storage space later that day. And while I was waiting for that delivery, I was able to do a little bit of research that allowed me to identify exactly what is going to be wrong with this vehicle. So after it arrived, we headed back over to where the vehicle was being stored, ready to identify what is the problem with this car.
All right, we are here back with the Land Rover, and I do have to give a big shout out, and today's video is brought to you by First Choice Exteriors, as you can see by my shirt, the truck that I'm using, and also where the Land Rover is being stored. They're a roofing company here in Minnesota. If you have a roof, if you live here in Minnesota and you're watching, then these guys are the best. I wouldn't have been able to do any of this, buy the vehicle, be able to bring it here and store it for a few weeks before I come back to work on it if it wasn't for these guys.
After completing a start the first time, unfortunately, the battery was now dead. So I had to try and jump start it, which didn't work. So it was time to go and get a new battery.
Quick trip to O'Reilly's. They were literally closing in like 1 minute. So I was able to really quick get in, get us a new battery.
After getting the new battery and putting it in, we were then able to check that there was at least oil in the engine. The last thing I wanted to do was start it up with a completely dry engine and blow it up.
Let's turn her over. Okay, there we go. Okay, here's the smoke that's coming out. God, it smells so potent and it's burning so much. Let's see it, the temp. The temp is climbing, but it's not overheating. And then look, it's coming back down here.
We got the vehicle started again with the new battery, and of course, smoke was bellowing out the exhaust again. But there was 3 things that we were looking for. What is the color of the smoke? What is the smell of the smoke? And does it linger or does it evaporate quickly? You see, if it was a blown head gasket, that means that coolant is entering the engine, being burnt, and then exiting the exhaust. Coolant is made from water, so it turns to steam, and it smells very sweet. It doesn't linger for a long time because it's steam, so it evaporates very fast. If it's burning oil, then that will go into the engine. It smells very pungent, and like something is burning, because it is. Well, the good news is that it was oil. Oil is much less catastrophic, and as long as it hasn't been ran dry, then the engine should be all in good condition. We just need to identify where the oil leak is coming from, fix it, and she'll be good to go. With this vehicle being in Minnesota, it's going to be a couple of weeks before we jump back on this series. but I cannot wait to continue to bring this build to the channel and make it something new for us all to dive into. If you have any suggestions of where this oil leak could be coming from or a common problem with these Land Rovers LR4s, then let me know in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to the channel.